The silver towers of the Galactic Council reached toward the crimson sky of Valthera Prime, their crystalline surfaces reflecting the light of 3 distant suns. Within the Grand Assembly Chamber, representatives from 47 species sat in their designated alcoves, their diverse forms creating a tapestry of galactic civilization. Today's session would mark the most controversial decision in Council history. Ambassador Zektar of the Andromedan Collective rose from his serpentine coils, his translucent head pulsing with bioluminescent patterns that conveyed his species' equivalent of disgust. "The motion is clear," he hissed, his voice carrying through the chamber's universal translation matrix. Humanity poses an unprecedented threat to galactic stability. Their expansion rate exceeds all recorded norms by a factor of 37. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. The Valkyrian delegate, a crystalline being whose faceted body caught and scattered light in prismatic displays, chimed in harmonious tones. In merely 2 centuries since achieving faster-than-light travel, humans have colonized over 300 worlds. Their population growth is unsustainable. Admiral Chen Wei, Earth's representative, stood calmly at the center podium. Her uniform bore the insignia of the Terran Colonial Defense Force, and her dark eyes surveyed the assembled aliens with practiced diplomatic composure. "Honored delegates," she began, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "Humanity has followed every established protocol for colonial expansion. We have respected claimed territories, contributed to the Council's scientific databases, and participated in 3 defensive wars against the Void Swarm incursions." The Catherian ambassador, a massive crab-like creature with iridescent shells, clicked his claws dismissively. "Your species breeds like a plague. Your colonial ships carry thousands where other species transport hundreds. Your genetic diversity allows adaptation to worlds we deemed uninhabitable. This is not natural evolution, this is an invasion." Admiral Chen's jaw tightened slightly. "We colonize worlds that others cannot or will not. Harsh gravity worlds, radiation-soaked planets, atmospheric compositions that would kill most species here. We make the uninhabitable habitable." "Exactly the problem," Zektar interjected. "You expand beyond natural limits. The hegemony wars taught us what happens when one species grows too large too quickly. The Council exists to prevent another such catastrophe." The vote was swift and decisive. 39 species voted in favor of humanity's expulsion from the Galactic Council, with only 8 abstentions. No species voted against the motion. The formal declaration was read with bureaucratic precision. Humanity was banned from colonizing any world within Council-recognized space. Their existing colonies beyond the Sol system were to be abandoned within 50 standard years, and all humans were to return to their birth world. Admiral Chen's response was equally precise. "The United Terran Federation formally rejects this illegal mandate and withdraws from the Galactic Council, effective immediately." 5 years later, Captain Sarah Martinez stood on the bridge of the TFS Indomitable, watching through the viewport as construction drones swarmed around the massive space station, taking shape in the Kepler 442 system. The station, designated New Geneva, would serve as the capital of humanity's new government, the Terran Star Empire. "Status report, Commander," Sarah requested. Commander Jake Thompson consulted his tablet. "New Geneva is 60% complete. The industrial complexes are already producing our new generation of colonial ships. Intelligence reports that 17 more species have filed formal complaints with the Council about our aggressive expansion into unclaimed space." Sarah smiled grimly. The humans had done exactly what their detractors feared most. They had stopped playing by the Council's rules. Without the artificial limitations imposed by Council law, human expansion had accelerated dramatically. While the Council species fought over established trade routes and habitable worlds, humanity had gone where others wouldn't or couldn't go. They terraformed worlds with crushing gravity that would flatten most aliens. They established mining colonies in asteroid belts that other species considered too dangerous. They built cities in the depths of gas giants, harvesting helium-3 from storms that could tear apart starships. Most audaciously, they had begun constructing artificial habitats around stars themselves, collecting stellar energy on an unprecedented scale. "Sir," the communications officer interrupted, "we're receiving a transmission from the Council." "It's Admiral Chen." The main screen flickered to life, revealing Chen in the formal uniform of the Terran Star Empire. Behind her, through a massive, transparent wall, lay a vista that took Sarah's breath away. Hundreds of ships moved through space in perfect formation. Not the small exploration vessels or modest colonial transports of the old Federation, but massive dreadnoughts bristling with weapons, kilometer-long industrial ships, and city-sized habitats. To all Terran forces, Chen began, I am pleased to announce that the Terran Star Empire now encompasses over 1,000 worlds and installations across 47 star systems. Our population has grown to over 200 billion citizens. Today we received a formal communication from the Galactic Council. She paused, and Sarah could see the hint of a smile at the corners of her mouth. They wish to renegotiate our status. It seems that several Council species are experiencing economic difficulties due to our superior manufacturing capabilities and resource extraction methods. The Andromedan Collective has lost 3 trade contracts to human corporations. The Valkyrian crystal harvests cannot compete with our artificial synthesis techniques. Most significantly, the Catherian shipping monopoly has collapsed entirely. The transmission continued, but Sarah had heard enough. She turned to her crew, seeing the same expression on every face, pride mixed with determination. You know, Commander Thompson said quietly, maybe getting kicked out was the best thing that ever happened to us. Sarah nodded, looking out at the construction of New Geneva. In trying to contain humanity, the Council had instead freed them from the very limitations that had kept their expansion in check. They had learned a fundamental truth about humans that the aliens had missed. When you tell a human they can't do something, they don't just find a way to do it. They find a way to do it better than anyone ever thought possible. The Terran Star Empire was no longer asking for permission. They were writing their own rules among the stars.